In this video, I'm going to show you how to get some Facebook and Instagram ads up and running. If you're new here, my name is Jeff Adolfi. I am a marketing consultant and I help realtors learn how to generate leads themselves. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Welcome. So in today's video, we're going to learn how to create a ads campaign on Facebook. And when you do that, you could run ads on both Facebook and Instagram. So you only really need one ad account. So to start, obviously you're going to need both a Facebook and Instagram account, and creating those are really simple. You can just use your phone number or email and get those up in like a couple seconds each. One thing I want to note is that you don't want to create a new Facebook account. Odds are you probably already have one, so that's the one you're going to want to use since it's been here for a couple years most likely. That will be better to use so that you don't get banned. If you create a new account, you're more likely to get banned for security reasons. So you definitely want to use an aged account if you can. With Instagram, it doesn't really matter, but with Facebook, you definitely want to have that aged if possible. So once you have both your Facebook and Instagram accounts created, you're going to want to create a business page on Facebook and then switch your Instagram account to a professional account. And I'm going to get into that right now and show you what that looks like. So to switch your account to a professional account, all you have to do is go to Edit Profile, and then at the bottom, you will see the option to switch to a professional account. Here is an example of what that would look like. And then you would just select real estate agent. And you could decide whether or not you want to display that on your profile. So yeah, after switching your Instagram account to a professional account, we're going to go into Facebook and then create a business page. So you see I'm logged into Facebook right here, just my normal account. You're going to go on the left-hand side to Pages, and then you're going to click on Create New Page on the left-hand side. So here's, if you're a realtor, you could just put your name as your page name, category, real estate agent. Bio is optional. The more you have, the better. If you have a bio to put, definitely put that. But for now, we'll just skip that. If you have a website, you're going to want to put that. Phone number, email, address. And don't worry, if you don't want this stuff to show on your page, you could disable that. So then once you got all of that, just click next. So one important thing is that you definitely have to have a profile picture on both Instagram and Facebook in order to run ads. So definitely get a profile picture. It could be a headshot, or it could just really be any picture of yourself. So put that as the profile picture. And then for the cover photo, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. It could be like a generic photo of a neighborhood or anything that you really want. But definitely have a profile picture on here and on Instagram. You also have the option to add an action button. So what that looks like is it could be one of these, book now, sign up. These are probably the only two you're really going to want if you decide to put this. And then there's also send message, WhatsApp message, call, email, contact, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. So just pick whichever one works best for you. You know, like I said, the more you have, the better. It gives people a chance to connect with you and it just makes it easier. So after you got all of that, just click next. If you want, you could connect your WhatsApp phone number. Again, giving prospects another avenue to connect with you. So yeah, if you add that, get the code to verify. If not, you could just skip it. And then this part is just notifications. So if you want page notifications on your profile, you could add that. Marketing and promotional emails, you could add that. So this is really up to you, whether you want both or none or just one of them. Then you click done. So now the page is created. If there was some contact information that you didn't want visible to the public, you could just go on edit your about info, and then the contact info would be here, and you could just decide whether or not you want your, say, number or address or email to be visible. So you would come here and then just edit that. So now that the business page is created, I'm going to show you how to connect the page to Instagram from the Instagram app. And then after that, we're just going to create the business manager, which is where all the advertising related stuff will take place. So I'm going to add in a clip showing you how to connect the page. It's really simple. To connect your Facebook page, just simply go to Edit Profile. Once you have a professional account, you will see public business information here at the bottom, and simply click on Page, and then you could add it here. Or there might be a button at the bottom, like personal information settings. You might see something that says connect a page. Just click that and then add your Facebook business page. In order to create the business manager, you could either go to the browser and search business.facebook.com, or you could just go here and search it. This business manager and business suite, they're both the same thing. I just use them interchangeably. So yeah, you Google it and then go to business manager on Meta or this one, either one. And for whatever reason, you're only allowed to have 2 business managers per account. So if you create 2, then that's just it. Just be mindful of that. I already have 2, so I can't really create one. But once you click on one of these links and get to the main business page, you're going to want to press on create an account. So once you do that, you want to be logged into Facebook, obviously. And then the business manager will ask you for your business name. It could just be your name. And then it will also ask you for your business email. After that, you might have to just do some verification and then you'll be good to go. And then you'll be in the business suite. So I will see you in my business suite since it's already created. So this is what the business suite or business manager looks like. So as you can see, I have both my Facebook and Instagram accounts connected. So if you didn't already connect the two on the apps, then you could just do it here. It's really simple. You just have to log in. And from here, we will create our first ad. It's really simple. I'm going to touch on one other thing called a lead form, which you're really going to want. The lead form is just a contact form, getting the prospect's name, phone, and email, and then any additional information that you might want. So we're going to start with the lead form actually, because this is how you get to it. Well, you could create it in the campaign as well, but we're going to start with the lead form. So we go to the left-hand side to all tools. Then we scroll down and then we go to instant forms. So here on the top right, we can just go to create form, new form. We'll give this form a name. Then we're going to stick with more volume for the form type. Go to intro. This, you could either upload your own image, which will show up right here, or you can just use the image from your ad. For this, I'll just use the image from my ad. A greeting. So for the greeting, it will show up here in bold letters right here. You could add a description if you want, or you could decide to remove the greeting altogether. Questions. So the absolute default is just name and email, but you can also add additional contact fields. So the one you probably want to add is phone number. And one little hack for you is that, so with this contact form, when someone clicks on your ad and they're prompted with lead form, this will automatically fill. So their name, email, and phone number will automatically get filled. And oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, but there's about a 20% chance that the number that gets autofilled is outdated. If it autofills for them, they're just going to click on next or click on submit and not really, pay it any mind. So that would be an issue because you definitely want to have their correct phone number because that is the easiest way to follow up with them. So what you can do is add an additional question, short answer, and you could do something like best number to contact you at. But what you want to do here is switch number to just this, because if you don't, Facebook will just pick this up and then it might autofill the outdated number anyways. So definitely put this to, avoid Facebook messing with the autofill. And then this is something that you could do. You don't have to do it, but it is a little hack to keep in mind. But yeah, you definitely want to add some qualifying questions because if a lead takes the time, just the extra few seconds to answer some questions, that demonstrates higher intent, meaning that we have a better chance of moving forward with them. So you definitely don't want to go over 3, and you definitely want to keep the questions multiple choice if possible. Are you looking to buy or sell? Buy, sell, keep it basic. Add another one. Within 3 months. So it's good practice to have a buyer campaign and a seller campaign separately. So this lead form, I just put, are you looking to buy or sell? But realistically, we would have one lead form for our buyer campaign and then one lead form for our seller campaign. So this wouldn't really even be a question that you want to ask. Something that you would want to ask is, since we know this is a buyer campaign, we would ask, are you a first time home buyer? Something like this. And then if this is a seller campaign, what is your reason for selling? And then you could just put like, relocation, stuff like that, add some options. Yeah, definitely keep them separate. You want to have a lead form for your buyer campaign and then a lead form for your seller campaign. Now, I will say a landing page with the name, email, phone number will get you better quality leads, because a prospect waiting the extra 1 to 2 seconds just to load up the landing page will be a lot better. And then also, the autofill on the landing page would be more accurate than Facebook, because people have had Facebook accounts for 10 plus years now. So definitely keep that in mind. But this is easier to get started with, and this is what you should start with, and then move on to the landing page later. But yeah, so you have your contact information, questions if you decide to add any. You need a privacy policy, so definitely add that. And then completion, you could change this to whatever you want. This is right here, description, and then, call to action button. It could be viewed website. What I like to do here is send them straight to a calendar link. And then I'll just put my calendar link here. So after they fill out their information, they have the option to just book a call with me directly. You always get some inbound bookings that way. And then, yeah, you could just create the form, or if you're not finished, just save the draft and then complete it later. And then from there, you're good to go. And really quickly, before we actually create the campaign, which is going to be really, really quick, right now we're on canva.com. And this is where I create all of my picture ads. We're going to create a really simple collage because they tend to do well. And yeah, I'm just going to show you how to do that really quick. Videos work really well for ads, but if you do want to try out a collage, you could test this out. You can also do regular pictures. They don't have to be a collage. But yeah, we're going to get right into that. So I like to start with a square post for Facebook and Instagram. So we're going to go with that. We can just look up collage on the side and kind of just pick a design that you want. I don't like to use too many photos. So like this one right here with 9, that'd be a bit much for me. So 4 photos work well. So what you're going to do now is go to the left-hand side, go to uploads, and then just upload whatever photos that you want to use. So let's see, I have this one right here. All you have to do is drag it, and then it will automatically fill in. We're going to want the picture of the front of the house. We could add that here. Really simple. Take this one. It'll just fill in. And then let's take a dining room photo. So yeah, something like this would work well. If you want to change the text here or just take out this middle part completely, you could do that. But a simple collage like this would work. And then obviously you could just use any one of these photos by itself for your picture ad. And then from there, you just share and then download. PNG is good, and then just download it, and then you'll be good to go. So I'll just download this so we could use it in the ad. Hey, sorry for the interruption, but I just want to let you know that I do offer a consulting service. I help on weekly one-to-one calls with you and also provide you with daily tech support. This way, you develop the skills for yourself, and if you ever want to hire an agency down the line or just hire someone in-house, you'd be able to vet them properly. I'll perform an audit of your marketing strategies, then create a custom curriculum just for you. If you have any questions, then book a brief call with me down below, and I'll let you get back to the video. So we're finally back in the business suite, and we're going to create our first ad. So really, really, really quick, we have a few things we have to do. So we want to go to all tools, then advertise section, go to ads manager, business settings on the left-hand side, go down here to add accounts under the account section. So here, create an ad account. You could pick your ad account name. I'm not going to actually create this, but you do this, and then it will probably prompt you to put in your payment information. And if it doesn't, then you could just add in your payment information here. You could add in a main and then a backup. So get your ad account created. So once you create your ad account, it will show up on this left-hand side. And then you could just assign people and then add yourself and give yourself full control and then click assign. And then once you have your account created, then you'll be good to go to start creating campaigns. In addition to your ad account, you're going to want to click on pages as well. And then go over here to assign people. You're going to click on yourself. And since you're adding yourself, you could just give yourself full control and then click assign. As for the Instagram accounts, you want to assign yourself You might already be here, but if you're not, try to assign yourself. And then also you want to assign assets as well. So you want to link your ad account to your Instagram account, then add. And then if you add a pixel, they're called data sets now. So, but still just click here just so you don't get lost. Pixel will direct you to data sets. So when you have a data set, what you're going to want to do is do the same thing, assign people. Since you're adding yourself, give yourself full control. And then connected assets, you want to connect your ad account here and then just add. So we will go back to all tools and then click on ads manager. So to create an ad, click here, create, make sure you're under campaigns, create. You're going to want leads. So the whole point of our campaign is to generate leads, get their contact information, and convert them. So we're going to click on leads. Then here you could name it now, name the campaign now. You could just put something like buyer campaign or seller campaign, maybe put the date, name your ad set and then add, and then continue. So this is the campaign section. So we have our name. We have to click this, categorize your ads, because we are in housing. Meta will always be changing things up. So just keep that in mind. So one day you might wake up and go into the ads manager and see that a button's missing or something has a different name. So just keep that in mind. So now we have to take a survey. So this is asking if our ads are about credit. No. Employment. No. Housing. Yes. Politics. No. So it detects that we're promoting housing, buying, selling, stuff like that. And we will declare that as our category for this campaign. Yeah, now we have our category as housing. This is really important. United States. Auction type, you could just leave this as is. A/B testing, you could leave that as is. And then advantage campaign budget. This used to be called CBO. So pretty much what this is this will determine how much to spend on each ad set for you. So if you have 3 ad sets and you have $30, each ad set might not get $10. If Facebook detects that one is performing better than the other, ad set number 1 might get 15, ad set number 2 might get 5, and then, so on and so forth. I don't usually like to do this. For local business, you probably shouldn't do this, but you could. You always want to test things out, but for now, just stick to setting the budget at the ad set level. So when we go here to ad set, we'll get back to this, but here you set the daily budget at the ad set level. So no matter what, this ad set will have a set budget. Then if you want another ad set, that'll have another budget. So ad set name, conversion, we're sticking with instant form. Facebook page, you could add your Facebook page here. Performance goal, keep it as maximum number of leads. Cost per result, leave that blank. Leave this off, dynamic creative. Set your ad budget. So a good ad budget for a local campaign would be about anywhere from 5 to 30, with 30 being on the high end. Obviously, when testing, you want to start with like 5 to 10 and then work your way up there. Once you find a winning ad, then you can start pumping money in. But yeah, that would be a good range, I would say. So that ends up being about max 900 a month in ads. Facebook, spending that kind of money, you will get a lot of leads. So you have to filter through a lot of them, which is one of the reasons why I actually do recommend YouTube and Google ads. They do cost a little more, but you get less leads, but better quality leads. Or if you're sticking with Facebook and you have a landing page, there will be a drop off in the number of leads you get between the on platform lead form versus an external lead form on your landing page. So there will be a decrease in number, but the leads you get from the landing page will be better quality. But for now, just stick with the lead form on this platform. And then later on, you can move on to a landing page and get their information there. So as you can see at the beginning, you will be limited in budget. So here it says my maximum daily spend is 25. So over time, once I've been, running campaigns for not even a while, only a few days, they'll slowly start to increase it to maybe like 30 a day, then 50 a day, then 100. And then at a certain point, you'll just be able to spend whatever you want. But this is perfectly fine for a daily budget for a local business. So for the start date, never start at midday because you would just blow through a lot of money. I remember, I think I started a campaign at like, I don't know. This was $100 a day campaign. I started it at maybe 9 or 10 p.m. and it just Facebook just blew through that whole 100 in 2 hours, and the results were not good. So, definitely started the next day at 12 a.m. And that was an expensive mistake. So don't be like me. So we have our daily budget. We have our start date for the next day. Leave all of this the same. Just adding this in here because I forgot to mention it. But right here where you see United States, you want to click on edit. And then where it says search locations, click on that and then add in your location where you will be advertising. So in this example, we will use Las Vegas. Click on that. And you have to have a minimum of a 15-mile radius. This is plenty big. So once you put your location, that should be the only location you put. As you can see, if we click on that, you can't go less than that. And you could go up to 50, which is really big. So 50 miles is enough, good coverage, and that's all you have to do in order to select your specific location. And right here on the side, you could see the estimated audience size, 1.9 to 2.2 million for Las Vegas, and then your estimated reach. So that's pretty much it, and we can get right back into the video. Now here, since we're in the housing category, it is more limited in who you could target. I would stick with broad anyways. I wouldn't put any interest here. You can't do men or women. It just has to be all. So I would stick with broad targeting. And then for age, if we click on 18 here, we see that we can't select anything. And it says, since we're in a special ad category, which is housing, you just have to have this. Like, you can't switch this to anything above 18. And then for here, it's the same as well. So you just have to be broad, which is fine. Broad works really well. Placements, Facebook will tell you that this is recommended. For this, they determine where to place your ads. That will just spend money that you don't need to be spending. So only do manual placements, only on Facebook and Instagram, and then only on feeds. So if we click the arrow here, Facebook feed, Instagram feed, marketplace, video. So we could keep all of these and we could keep these. Take this out completely. In stream, you could keep these. You could keep these. So only keep feed, stories and reels, and then in stream. And we see since we're in a special ads category, there's some stuff that we can't even select. So only keep these 3 sections. Then click next. So now we're at the ad level. So Facebook page, add our Instagram page. You could do single image or video or do carousel. Carousel is just, scrollable images and videos like it says. You don't really need that. You could try it. Like I said, definitely test it. But you could go with single image or video. That's perfectly fine. Disable this. And then here you could just edit media to edit your image. So go up to here, add media. So I'm going to upload the Canva ad that we just made. So add this. Keep it as original for both, because if you do 916, it's going to get distorted. So just keep it as original. So optimizations, I actually like to do this. I like to add all optimizations. Click on done. So we have primary text here, headline, and description. So I'm just going to pull in some example copy that I have. So for the headline, since this is a seller campaign, I put ready to sell your home. And then for the primary text, I'm going to put this. This is a New Jersey example. And, you always want to have a nice hook. So I'm from New Jersey, and it's essentially split into North, Central, and South. But the North will have a friendly feud with the South and then vice versa. They disagree on everything, but the one thing that they both agree on is that Central Jersey does not exist, when in reality it does. So this is why I put Central Jersey does exist. It's funny because the only people that will acknowledge that Central Jersey actually exists is the people that live there, including myself. So it's really good to know your area and like what goes on there, the lingo, stuff like that. And if you could have something related to that in the hook, that will help a lot. So I ran this as a test ad and this one did really well. It really caught their attention. Try to add emojis as well. So you see I have like this emoji. It makes it less boring and more engaging. I usually don't even put a description. And the most important thing with testing is to only ever change one thing at a time. So if I have this ad and then I create another ad in the same ad set, I would only change one thing in that second ad. So maybe I would only change the primary text, or I would only change the image, but never change more than one thing, because if you do, you're not going to really know what made the difference, like what made it better or worse. So just keep that in mind when testing. Call to action, learn more, go with that one. Destination, lead form, you could add your lead form here. Website tracking, I will make a separate video on the pixel. This just allows you to track who goes on your website so you can retarget them or retarget people like them. It's really powerful, but with the current updates and social media platforms cracking down on security, so it's not what it used to be, but it's still nice to have. And then another way to track which ads are doing really well is to use the URL parameters. So we're going to go to build a URL parameter. Campaign source, this is like if you're running ads on multiple platforms. We're only running it on Facebook and Instagram, so we don't have to do this, but here you'd probably do site source. So that would tell you if it was Facebook, and if you had Google ads, Google. Campaign medium, here you could just put the campaign name, and then for campaign name, put ad set name, and then for campaign content, put the ad name. So this will tell you which ads in which ad sets are getting the most clicks, are performing well. Apply that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Then you could click publish, obviously get your naming right, double check everything, go through each section. So when you want to test your ads, it's better to test at the ad set level. So what I mean by that is there's pretty much two ways you could test. You could test under one ad set. Let's say this ad set has a $20 a day budget. You could duplicate this ad under this ad set. So now we have two ads in one ad set. But right now, how we saw the old CBO, the CBO, it distributes the money unequally. So we don't want that. We want this. We want each ad to get the same amount of money so that we have a foundation for each of them. Because if we just have two ads under one ad set, one ad might get $15 and the other one might get $5. You want each ad to get $20 or 10 or 5, however low you go. 5 is the minimum for the ad set level. We want each ad to get the full spend amount so that we get more data, so that we can really see which ad is performing with the same amount of money. So I want to see $10 on ad 1 and then $10 on ad 2. That'll really tell me which one is performing better. So instead of duplicating the ad itself, oh, wrong button. Instead of duplicating the ad itself, you want to duplicate the ad set, and then that will bring over another ad. So we see ad set copy, and then it also has an ad. Double check everything to make sure it's the same. And once we see that everything is the same, we'll make only one change. So we'll only change the primary text, or we will only change the image. So you never want to change more than one thing, because we want to know for sure what is making the ad either worse or better. So that's just a little tip for testing. And then we could come back to this later. So we could go to the X here if you're not ready to publish it yet. And when you are ready to publish it, after you make some additional changes, just go to the top right and then click on review and publish. So now that we covered all of that, we will go back to the naming convention, and it might make a little more sense. So for the campaign name, we could do something like seller campaign and maybe put the date. So you could do something like that for the campaign name. At the ad set level, let's just take a moment and look at what we're doing in the ad set. So our lead location, instant forms. We also have our location along with the radius. And if we were picking, ages and gender, we would add those as well. But since we're in a special ads category, we could just leave that alone. So for our ad set name, we can start with the lead location. So we could do either instant forms, or if you want to make it shorter, you could do IF, or if you prefer lead form instead, location along with the radius, And then we could put MP since we did manual placements at the end down here. So this, just looking over here on the left hand side, this just lets us know what we're doing. So we know we're doing a lead form in Las Vegas with a 50-mile radius, and we did manual placements. Then at the ad level, like I mentioned, we only test one at a time. So we could just describe what this ad is. Home collage, or to shorten it, collage number 1, primary text number 1, headline number 1. And then this is about it. If this was an image, you would just put image, or if it was a video, you put video number 1. And something I like to do, if you're shooting a video, I would have the same video and just change the hook. So the body of the video would be the same call to action at the end, but the first 5 seconds, I would just switch it up. So I'd have hook number 1, hook number 2, and so on and so forth. In our case, we'll just leave this as collage. And then when we want to test, we would have collage number 2, then keep everything the same because we're only changing one thing at a time. So that's an example of how you could name it. You could do what works best for you and get creative, but try to keep it simple. So that's how you create your Facebook Business Manager, get your ad account up and running, and then create and launch your ads. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Happy advertising.